Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS news for Thursday, November 15. Jamaica's capacity to secure its borders has been strengthened with the acquisition of a new surveillance aircraft. Prime Minister and Minister of Defense Andrew Holness commissioned the Maritime Patrol aircraft on Wednesday. He also commissioned 2 helicopters and a new hangar for use by the Jamaica Defense Force. According to the Prime Minister, this is the single largest investment made in the area of security and demonstrates the government's commitment to securing Jamaica.
So what we're doing here today is ensuring that we make an investment in securing our borders, increasing our domain awareness, not just because it sounds great, but because it will have a practical effect for the man on the street in Jamaica. You will see crime going down in your communities as a result of this investment. But more than that, it also signals Jamaica's intention to do more with our blue economy.
The JDF's Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Rocky Meade, says the aircrafts will allow for increased monitoring and response, as well as forging partnerships with countries in the region.
These new air capabilities, working in tandem with our surface vessels, will improve the JDF's maritime domain awareness and prevent the use of our maritime space for the trafficking of illicit weapons, drugs, and other illicit activities such as illegal fishing. They will also support other activities including search and rescue and internal security operations.
The House of Representatives has passed additional amendments to the Road Traffic Bill, establishing new offenses and increased penalties for breaches. The 5 amendments piloted by Transport Minister Robert Montego are in addition to the more than 160 approved by the Senate earlier this year. The legislation will now go back to the Upper House for its approval. Pointing to one case of a motorcycle crash, which resulted in a health bill of over $17 million, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton welcomed the legislation, which he said could significantly reduce the burden road crashes place on the public health system.
Too many of our Jamaicans just do not observe the laws, and as a consequence, most of these accidents are caused by human error of one kind or the other. And so I really want to say that one of the things that we're going to have to do once we move this process forward, which I fully support, is focus heavily on the enforcement side, Mr. Speaker.
Among the new offenses is a $20,000 fine for driving without the required motor vehicle insurance coverage and a $40,000 fine for driving a motor vehicle without being the holder of a permit or driver's license. Drivers who fail to obey the traffic light will pay $24,000, while loud noises within silence zones and failure to wear a protective helmet are $5,000 offenses. It is a $10,000 offense for failing to comply with traffic signs, $12,000 in the case of a failure to stop at pedestrian crossings. Opposition spokesperson on finance Mark Golding gave his support to the act, in particular the provision that makes certain ticketable offenses a criminal liability for not just the driver, but also the owner of the vehicle.
This is a novelty, or certainly an innovation in our law in relation to road traffic. It is an important step towards greater accountability for how drivers behave on the road.
The Transport Minister, meanwhile, assured the House that more CCTV cameras would be installed at major intersections for electronic monitoring of the traffic environment.
And the Ministry of National Security, I am very positive. They are rolling out hundreds of new cameras within the next 3 to 4 months across other towns in the country. And the NWA, through private partnerships, are moving to get traffic cameras separate from the normal CCTV cameras at intersection, but specific traffic cameras to do speed, to the lane change, and stoplight violations.
Minister Montego says the regulations to accompany the bill are being drafted and will be finalized after both houses of Parliament have approved the latest amendments. The existing Road Traffic Act will remain in force until all legal processes for the new law are settled. With the opening of another business process outsourcing BPO company, the government has committed to training more persons for job opportunities in that sector. This will be facilitated through the Heart Trust NTA and the Housing Opportunity, Production and Employment HOPE program. Prime Minister Andrew Holness gave that assurance during Tuesday's official launch of KPMG in Jamaica's nearshore knowledge outsourcing facility called KPMG Jamaica Extended Support Services.
The government of Jamaica stands in support of business process outsourcing, and we will make the necessary investments to ensure that there is the flow of human resources to support the continued development and expansion of that industry.
With approximately 30,000 persons employed locally in the sector, Mr. Holness says he believes the potential is there to employ 10 times that number with good quality jobs.
It can also create high-paying jobs. It can create career opportunities, jobs with a long life cycle, where you can start at one level and spend your lifetime in it, ending at a significantly higher level, where a career path is established.
4 females under the first phase of the Women's Entrepreneurship Support Project have received grant funding of $250,000 each to enhance their businesses. The project was launched through the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding last November by the Gender and Industry Ministries. The Women's Entrepreneurship Program will include 3 cohorts of recipients over a 3-year period. Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport Olivia Grange and Industry Minister Audley Shaw have both urged this first set of recipients to make effective use of the funding.
Funding that you will get today is not just for you to run your business on your own, but for you to get the necessary capacity building through the JBDC in using those funds effectively.
We hope to gradually expand this initiative in the coming years, bringing more women entrepreneurs into the fold. We therefore welcome the hosting of this press briefing, signaling a tangible project coming out of the MOU, and look forward to continued collaboration between our ministries as we roll out the subsequent phases.
And finally, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, through its Youth and Adolescents Policy Division, will for the first time in 5 years have an election for the National Youth Council. The news was revealed by State Minister Floyd Green during the recent launch of Youth Month at Victoria Pier, Ocean Boulevard.
The Youth Council is the governing body for youth clubs across Jamaica. It has been non-functional for the past 5 years. As most of you know, most of our clubs have not been functioning. So we have been on a drive to get our clubs back up and running because, again, young people want a sense of association. They want a sense of belonging. They want things to do. They want to go in spaces where they feel important. For a lot of us, the youth club was that space for us.
The minister also revealed that the website, nationalyouthcounciljamaica.com, will be launched to provide information for youth clubs and will later be available as an app. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.